Good morning. I'm so happy you're here. This is going to be a great day. It's already beautiful outside. It's getting warmer. I love to see the temperatures increase. And I know that that is right before I go on vacation. So I'm taking vacation starting this Saturday. My wife and I and the kids and some friends are going to be going to Lake Norris, Tennessee. And we get to take my mom with us. So that's going to be a phenomenal time to spend with the kids and to spend with my mom. So looking forward to that new vacation spot for us. This is based on a friend having a vacation home there. And just really looking forward to being able to wind down and to take care of, taking care of myself during that time. So while I'm doing that, I have a special friend of the show joining us a few days. Not sure how many days it's going to work out, but a few days. And I think you're going to enjoy having this guest on. So, you know what? Actually, I'm going to tell you a little bit about some shows that are coming up after this. So after we're done here, stick around to the end, and I'll tell you about some shows that are coming up soon. But I want to bring on this special guest of the show, none other than Mr. Dave Caperton. Hey, good morning, Dave.
Hey, Brian.
How are you?
Vacation mode. You're ready to go.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to have a great time.
Yeah, sounds like it. Got some extended family. You got your mom and kids and some friends. And
yeah. So we've got a lake house that sleeps 28 people.
Wow. And yeah. How many do you have going?
We have, I think, 15 total.
15, room for 13 more. And I got no invite. So,
There you go.
Bacon, Brian.
Well, so what we're doing here today is all about helping not only to understand how important it is to have your vision aligned with your core beliefs and your core strengths. Really, that's part of what we're doing by going on vacation, is getting back to that core.
Oh, my God. Are you going to try and write this off your taxes?
Is that wrong?
That's what it sounds like. That's really what we're doing. This is really a professional retreat. I'm just...
I never thought of that.
Yes.
What a great idea.
I'm not here to dispense tax advice.
You are not an accountant?
Believe me, you don't want to take it from me.
Well, thank you for that, Dave. I appreciate that idea.
Yeah, just plant seeds. That's what I do.
Funny, too funny. So, but we're also working with other people, and Dave being one of them, to kind of help him to get farther along with where he is from a StreamYard perspective, which is the program that we use to host these interviews. So just getting more experience with it, and hopefully you're seeing that it's going very well.
So far, so good. I know that we had some connectivity issues, but, I've got the Bob's Discount Internet, so that's probably could be an issue. So
you can write that off, Dave.
Oh, I do. I certainly do.
So I didn't tell you, in the upper right-hand quad or corner of your screen, there's a thing for comments. So you'll see that we have a comment that came in.
Yeah.
And so I click on that. I click on that. Oh, and there's Wes.
I like Wes's comment. Brian Wagner audited. Breaking news.
Yeah. Thanks, Wes. You just call me out. So you can bring those comments online by clicking on them. So go ahead and click on Wes's or Ted's.
Oh, okay. So that's up to me. Huh? So
yeah.
All right, and show that, and show that, and show that. Okay.
Very nice. Oh, and good morning, Mark. Back in beautiful Ohio. So Mark's a good friend of the show as well, but he has been in Wisconsin at his lake house.
Wow.
So.
All right. Well, I think it'd be a good time to introduce the contest that up to 13 of you can win a trip to Lake Norris.
Hey, hold my calls.
Yeah, right. I really do have to take no.
Anyway, yeah. So we have a lake house for 28 people, and we only have 15 going. That's why he says 13.
Oh yeah, that's right. So you got 15 going. Yeah, that's right. You've got plenty of room. So I think that's the entire viewership.
But
Now,
there's no
room to say I can take you all. But
but there's no more room on the boat, so I don't know what we'll do about that.
That's all right. We'll hold the cabin down. Don't worry about
it. Yeah. There's always beer in the fridge.
All necessary supplies.
So Dave, tell me what else do you want to know about StreamYard and this community, the community that we have? Wes has tax advice.
Am I hitting that or you?
You can hit it.
Tax advice. What doesn't this show have?
Well, it's good to know you're still listening, Wes. I haven't heard from you in a couple of days, so I was wondering. But that's great. So
wow, that reminds me of, it's like when we used to have a little lady at church who you didn't want to miss a Sunday because she'd go, "We missed you last week." That's what you're doing to Wes. We missed you last week. I'm sure you had a good excuse to not tune in.
I didn't mean to call him out, so I'm in trouble for that.
Oh,
that is a good point, though. I remember when I used to serve on church council, and I said something to somebody one Sunday. I'm like, "Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. How you been?" And they got really defensive, much like you just did. And they're like, "Oh, wait." They give me all kinds of reasons why they weren't there. I didn't mean it that way. I just mean I haven't seen you. So anyway.
Yeah, I know. It's the road to hell, paved with good intentions, Brian.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So anyway, so Dave, how can we better serve our community, and what do you need to know more about this platform that we use to help to serve those people?
Well, I'm looking forward to getting to fill in for the Brian Wagner with one eye. So it looks pretty straightforward. You're showing me how to add comments, and I want to know though how to invite a guest, because the prospect of several days of me talking all by myself would probably lose the audience that you already have.
Okay.
Collected. So
if you look at the bottom of your screen, right in the middle, right next to Leave Studio, don't hit Leave Studio.
Is there invite?
It says invite.
Oh, cool.
So click on that.
All right.
And then it'll pull up this invite guest to Broadcast Studio.
Got it.
And then you just copy that link. And that is how I've invited you all those times. I will copy that link. Now that link changes from episode to episode, so you can't reuse it.
You use it twice.
Yeah.
Got it.
Now, if you wanted to have more than one person on a show, then you can use that link more than once.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, for example,
very cool. This is a neat platform.
Yeah. So tomorrow I'm going to have on at 11:30 for the Radical Vision with Disabilities show. I'm going to have 10 people on. So that is going to be interesting to get this a whole. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work.
Will they all be on the screen like Brady Bunch style, or will it?
Yeah, that's a big Brady Bunch. Yeah.
Yeah. The Hollywood Squares with Brian Wagner.
Oh, look, we got more
for a practice show.
Pull those up. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it looks real. Doesn't it look real?
It's real. Let's talk about something real then.
Yeah.
Right? You know, we'll do my tutorial later on. Apparently, Patrick has to be entertained constantly.
Right. You know, I've been thinking about writing a book, a book on communicating with impact. How do you think that would go over?
Now let's see. I don't know if anybody's had that idea.
I haven't seen it out there.
There we are.
Well, we got a smile out of him.
Yeah.
That's good. So Dave,
did you see his last one? I'll impact you. Right thing to say is that 1930s film kind of why I oughta. It was the 1930s where they had somebody threatened because they had such strict codes about what you could say. So they didn't actually finish sentences.
Oh.
Like, lousy, why I oughta, you know.
That's why they did that.
You son of a, you know. Nothing.
That's how that got started.
Oh, yeah. It's like you fill in the blanks, right?
Huh. That's funny. Oh, we got another smile out of Patrick.
All right.
That's
well,
good.
We're here to bring smiles, Patrick. That's what we're all about here. Vision alignment. So, but yes, in answer to Patrick's question, it is kind of a practice show because you were showing me some things and then you said, you want to be on? I'm like, fine. So that's why we're both here.
That's perfect.
But okay, so you've got some folks coming up. Not this. Now I hate to look ahead because I was doing a program one time and I felt kind of a little disrespected because the fellow who was introducing me, it was a superintendent of a school district, and he said, I don't know much about this guy. He said, but I'm real excited about next year. We're going to have. He's been talking about their speaker next year, and I was like, hey, I'm just introduce me as chopped liver, right?
We'll just get through this first year,
right.
And then
here's your placeholder for this year, but next year it's going to be awesome, right?
Yeah.
We got a real speaker next year.
I don't know if you've seen, but Patrick has a few more comments.
No, Dave, it's funny. Look at Patrick, I don't have to show that. See, I got control, but I'll put it up. I told you. Oh gosh. What's the worst introduction you've ever had, Brian? Have you ever been?
Oh gosh,
terrible introduction.
I have had. I usually write out my introductions. So that's been good, but I've had.
Do they deviate?
Yeah, they deviate. They go off their own. They'll read my bio.
Weeds, and you're like, you're not coming back.
Who? Is that me? So I think there's been a lot of that, but the one that sticks out the most with me is the one where I hadn't even really started speaking yet, and I went down for this to Cincinnati for a friend of mine who is a middle school teacher. Her name is Lila Kubish.
Yeah,
and she is actually the teacher of the year for Ohio for 2020.
Okay.
And she didn't read my intro, but somebody else did. They'd never read it before. And after they read the intro, I'm like, I need to work on a few words in that intro because what they said, it didn't make any sense at all. So that was a good experiment.
Yeah.
And it was good that I hadn't started speaking yet for fee, but yeah.
Well, I have my name spelled out phonetically with K-A-Y at the top, dash P-E-R-T-O-N, accents and everything, so they know it's Dave Caperton. And they just ignore it. Dave Caperton. I'm kind of famous, I guess. So
Dave Caperton.
You can't even get your name right. Here's one of my favorites was I was speaking for a group, and the fellow who got up, who was kind of the head of the organization, and this is an annual event, and he said, he had his introduction, but he just ignored it completely. He was like, we got our speaker this morning. It's my pleasure to introduce our speaker this morning, and hopefully be better than last year's speaker. You remember last year, he was supposed to go for an hour, and he went for an hour and 45 minutes. We didn't think we were ever going to get out of here. The guy does this whole thing about how awful last year's speaker was, and he goes, but we think you'll enjoy Dave Caperton, right? And he brings me up, and I said, yes, thank you for that lovely introduction. I am Dave Caperton, or as your CEO likes to think of me, next year's anecdote, so. Hey, we got Linda Kazera.
Oh, Linda, she's awesome.
Virginia.
Good seeing you, Linda. Your book's on the way, Linda. I sent her a book.
Oh, good. Okay.
Anyway.
Now, did you send her a book, or did you just remember right now you have to send her a book?
I actually sent her one because I said, well, I was supposed to bring her one to the meeting on Saturday, but I forgot. So I said, send me an email with with your address. So she sent me a text through Google Messenger on was it yesterday or day before? Day before, I think, with her address. So I sent the book out yesterday, I think it was. So yeah.
Well, good for you.
Well, I try. I try to do what I'm asked. Sometimes I fail. Right, sometimes Linda?
I'll do. Sometimes we all. So next week, I will be filling in for you for a couple of the days, and probably not Monday or Tuesday. I'm going to be out of town. I actually have a speaking engagement.
Oh, really?
Yes. Grayson County, Kentucky. I'm headed south. So Grayson County, Kentucky.
Huh.
So
where's that?
It's around Elizabethtown, Bardstown, south of Louisville.
Oh, okay.
Like Western Kentucky. Yeah. So it's a heck of a drive, because when they asked me, they said, what will mileage be? And I was figuring out mileage, and I said, I could save you a few bucks by coming in that morning. I'll just leave really early. And she said, are you sure? And then I looked and I saw, well, there's Grayson, Kentucky, which is like 2.5 hours away. Not bad, No, this is 4.5 hours away. You're right. I got to come in the night before. But I'm real excited. It's going to be in front of, teachers, educators, administrators, staff. And that always makes me very happy, because that's where I came from.
And real people too. I mean, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Actual flesh and blood. I've had a couple of them, but this is, everyone seems especially, a great thing right now, because we're just not used to seeing people in the flesh. So I'm really excited. Yeah.
You hear all the people talking about a live audience.
Yeah.
Aren't they all really live? Alive?
The ones I've seen. I had a couple of flatliners.
Okay, fair enough.
Somebody want to hold a mirror up in front of that guy in the front row? Because I think he may have passed on.
I don't think you can follow it up.
Yeah. So, let's put Linda's saying nice things. Let's put those up.
Oh, yeah.
Good
What
morning.
is the best?
That's the one I like. We'll just leave that up for the rest of the
Yeah,
time.
that's good. That's good with me. I like it.
So,
Very
Brian,
cool.
next week, kind of give a little bit of a preview. Your whole brand is vision alignment, and it's about finding our blind spots. So I was thinking about that. I thought, you know what? That I think will just be the focus next week. Will be perception and how perception creates our reality, not just records it and processes it, but it actually creates our reality. And so I'll tell you a quick story to kind of set it up. A few years ago, I was working for an organization, and because you asked me before, it's like, are you an accountant? I am so far from anybody who should be handling money, right? So when checks will come in, often they get posted like on a fridge, right? I mean, on the side of the refrigerator, like, because it's close to the back door. Where I was like, when I go deposit, I need to have those where I can see them. So I just put them on the fridge. But that ends up being a lot of stuff there on the side of the fridge, right? So one day I realized, wow, I've got several things I've got to deposit, and I went out and I knew that I had just gotten a final payment from this organization I'd spoken for the previous few weeks, and I didn't see it. And I was like, oh my gosh, did I put it up here? I don't think I put it up here. I bet I threw it away. I bet that was in that stack of mail and I threw it away. So I just started to panic, like, oh my gosh, right? And I ran out to my wife, Susanna, who's always calm in my crisis, right? And I came out, I was like, I know I threw that away. It's going to be so embarrassing because now I'm going to call the client, save and stop payment on that check and, reissue a new check. And that's going to be I'm never going to work for them again. I was completely off in, hysteria, right? And she said, did you check the fridge? I said, yes, I checked the fridge. Of course, I checked the fridge. That's where I always check. And she said, I think I'll come out and check the fridge.
That's trouble.
Yeah, I panicked and I said, well, I already checked. And then I ran ahead of her. So I'm like, look down. And I'm sure, like, I do not want her to find this check, right? But I looked and she finally, she's not trying to hurry out there. She just ambles out, right? And she takes the back of her hand and just kind of pushes me to one side, right? And I'm like, I'm telling you, I've looked everywhere. It's not here. And she looked up and down and up again and reached out and went, pluck. Is this it? Right? And I told her, I said, I am so glad you weren't born in 1692 because they would have hung you. As a witch, right? Of course, nobody would have been giving me a check in 1692. I don't think they did a lot of motivational speaking in 1692 Salem. Yeah. Do you? Right?
I don't think so.
Right. I'd like to see that, though, wouldn't you? It's like, thou must believe in God, but thou must also believe in thyself. Right? Early American motivational speaking, Puritan style.
That's good. That could be a whole skit right there.
Yeah. Well, here's what because I reflected on that later, and I thought, what was the difference between my looking for it and her looking for it? And it occurred to me, I was looking for confirmation of what I already believed, which was I screwed this up and it's lost. I threw it away. And I had confirmation. It was what I was really looking for, that I was right, that it was my fault, and I had an embarrassing situation. My wife, Susanna, she was looking for discovery, right? Mm-hmm. She was looking to discover what she believed probably was overlooked by me because she knows me. Right? And therefore, she had an entirely different perception. I was blind to what was right in front of my face because I was looking to confirm a negative belief. And she was looking to discover a positive belief. I think, hey, you know what? That's worth talking about. So we're going to talk about that next week.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. And you both found what you're looking for.
Yes. I found my wife in the living room and she found what I was looking
I'm so glad I'm not the only one that happens to.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, no. As I've said many times, there are many motivational speakers who come out and they tell you all the great things they've done and the mountains they've climbed and the amazing, odds they've overcome. When people say, "Tell me about your style," and I say, "Look, I'm a motivational speaker who's not going to inspire an inferiority complex in any of the audience." Oh, I wish I could feel like Dave. No, I'm more of a cautionary tale, right?
Well, that's good though. I like that. I like how you've incorporated the some might say negative side, but really it's the more realistic side.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have in my talk I have 10 different things that I've learned from going blind, but I mean all those are kind of positive things. But I like that idea of saying, well, I learned that I should have someone else look in the drawer before I say that the spoon's not there.
Right, right. Yeah, I've learned not to just be so certain of my own perceptions that look, I've looked and I've checked and I know the reality. And I think the belief that maybe you don't know everything, we call it humility, but I think humility is one way to take the blinders off. We talk about humility. What's the purpose of it? Well, it's not just to do something where you make yourself less important or but it's an openness to say, I may not have all the information. I may not have the total perception and the view of this and the deep understanding. So I need others, right? And we do. We need others.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I mean, I love that idea of incorporating that into your speech, and I'm going to incorporate that into mine right now. So,
all right,
you're giving me good what do you call that, fodder?
Fodder? Yes, yes. Right? I've been a fodder since 1994. I always look forward to Father's Day. Yes.
You got me there.
You're teeing them up, and I'm knocking them out of the park, Brian.
I love it. Well, Dave, anything else we should leave this crowd with before we leave?
Well, I'm looking forward to your vacation next week and me having some fun with your folks. The only thing I would ask is, hey, Ted and Mark and Wes and Patrick and Linda, hey, come back. Brian won't be here, but in the spirit of Brian Wagner, we will still be having some radical vision celebrations here.
Awesome. Click on that upper right-hand quadrant where you see the end broadcast.
Yeah.
And we'll be good.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye. Take care. See ya.